Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good and well. This is Kevin, and we are, as I had put up a vlog that we had come to Kolkata for a drive, and the South Park Street Cemetery has always fascinated me. There are such amazing tombstones out here, dated right back to the 18th century. And the last time that I came here, I was looking for one particular grave, and I'll tell you why this one particular grave is so important. So I'll just give you a little brief. This grave, there are actually two graves that we are here to see. But the first one is something that very few of us actually know about, which is the writer Charles Dickens. Everybody is familiar with his work and the importance he did to writing. But very few of us know that Charles Dickens' son was in the British Army, and he died in India, more importantly in Kolkata. So he was initially laid to rest in the Bhawanipur cemetery, but his grave was not looked after and not taken care of. So a group of people back in the day, they have not removed his body. So his grave where he lies is still in the Bhawanipur cemetery, but the tombstone was moved here so that it could be looked after and cared for. So I'll just show you the grave of Walter Randolph Dickens. Just a second. So this is the South Park Street Cemetery, and if you walk in from the main gate, you walk in from there and you take a right and you come, maybe it's around 15-20 feet, and look for this grave here. So when you look for this grave here, his tombstone is a little to the back. So if you come from here around and you just move to the back and you look for these two croton plants, and this is the grave of Walter Randolph Dickens. That's his grave over here. I'll just give you a sort of a name. That's his grave. So this is the grave of Charles Dickens' son in the South Park Street Cemetery. And as I said, his remains are not here, but this is just the tombstone that was moved here so that it could be cared for and taken care of. So Walter was just 22 years old when he died, and he was in the armed forces, so he was laid to rest here. So this, my friends, is the grave of Charles Dickens' son, Walter Landor Dickens. That's his grave. So if you find it hard to find it, it's just as you walk in to the South Park Street Cemetery, you take a right and you walk down here, and the grave is just here, around 60 meters. So look for this tombstone, and it's at the back. So you walk from here and it's just at the back. There's a nice big snail. So this was one of the graves that we had come to see. The next one that we are going to is Vivian de Rosario, who was a renowned poet. So we'll just take a walk down and we'll get to his grave in a bit. So we're just taking a walk around and we're going to see the grave of Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario. So he was an Anglo-Indian poet. And there's some nice mango achar being made here. So Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario, he was an Anglo-Indian poet and he was the assistant headmaster of the Hindu college in Kolkata. And he was what they call a radical thinker. You know, he was also one of the first Indian educators to instill Western learning and science among the young men of Bengal. So this cemetery has got some ancient history. And as I said, for the last 100 years or so, burials have not been taking place out here, but because there's so many famous graves here, it's being sort of protected and looked after. So there's a fee that you have to pay when you walk in here. So you pay your fee and you walk in here. So you're not allowed to use any DSLR cameras, so it's just the phone. It's a beautiful construction and architecture. Simply amazing. All these tombstones date back to the 18th century. And if you remember, I had showed you the leading grave of the Dennison family that is straight ahead. So if you walk in from the main gate out there and you want to go and visit the haunted grave or the leading grave of the Dennison family, so you walk in and then you take the left from here, you walk straight down and it's on your left. Or if you, as you come in from the main gate right there, you take a left and you walk straight down and then take a right and it's just there. So that was the leading grave that I showed you in the last vlog. So back to the grave of Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario. So he was born on the 18th of April 1809 and he was born here in Kolkata. He died unfortunately on the 26th of December 1831. So he was just 22 years old. Wow! It seems like there are a lot of graves out here where people have died at the age of 22. We've just gone and seen the grave of Walter Dickens, and he also passed away at the age of 22. So that's, I mean, I don't know, kind of weird. So Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario, he was a poet and a teacher. And long after he died, he's left back so much among his former students, who at that time came to be known as the young Bengalis, and many of whom became like big guys in social reform, law and journalism. So as I said, Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario was born on the 18th of April 1809. And his dad was Francis de Rosario He was an Indo-Portuguese office worker. And Sophia Johnson de Rosario, she was a Britisher. Yeah, so these are all, as I said, ancient graves and tombstones that have been here for the last 200 odd years. So at the age of 14, De Rosario left school and he started to work. And he initially joined his dad. His dad had a workplace, so he initially joined him and then shifted to his uncle's indigo factory in Agalpur. So, and inspired, he was so inspired by the rivers and lakes and all that. So he started writing poetry. So he submitted all that to the India Gazette. His poetic career began to take off, and he was publishing really good stuff. So that's his grave. This is the grave of Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario. This is maintained by the Anglo-Indian Association, and there's a few of his writings here. That's his tombstone in memory of Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario, born 18th April 1809, died on the 26th December 1831. Teacher, poet and patriot, mentor of young Bengal, friend of his people. Our hand is on the helm. Guide on young, it's a little vague out there. So that's his tombstone. This is the grave. And this is the man who made such a big difference to everything. Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario, 18th of April 1809, and died on the 26th of December 1831. As pioneer of the 19th century, Indian Renaissance, greatest teacher of the era, great rational, and first of the patriot poets, like ancient Socrates, inspired a generation of students to be rational, international and deep lovers of the news. He died for humanity. So this is the grave of Henry Louis Vivian de Rosario, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a big thing to actually be here and to look at the resting place of this great man. There's so many beautiful graves out here, all dating back to the 18th century, maybe more than that. So to actually get this grave is not back. You need to just walk straight down right to the end of the wall and then take a right and keep walking towards your right, and it's towards the wall, so you can't miss it. It's as you can see, it's nice and white, so you can't miss this grave. Rest in peace, sir. So there you have it, guys. I just had to come back and do these two graves. I'm so happy that we found the grave of Charles Dickens' son. It was like, if you actually do a little research and look up, you'll find out exactly where it is, but it's a little hard to find. So I've just explained it to you. So if you just walk in from the main gate and you take a right, walk around 60 feet or 60 meters, and it's there. But so what I actually did is, if you want to find the grave, just do a search. Just do a search online and look for pictures of the grave. So that's what I did. And once I found a nice picture of the grave, I sort of matched it up to the tombstones and we found the grave. The only problem is his gravestone is at the back of the big grave on the main road. So you'll have to just look for that. So anyway, guys, that's it from us. I hope you've liked this vlog. And I hope you enjoy the content that we try to put up. We've not been able to do a lot because of the heat. We've had a terrific heat wave hit West Bengal, so it's hard to actually go out on a bike ride. But as it starts to cool down, we'll start off with our rides and we'll put up some more vlogs. So if you haven't yet subscribed to us, please do, and like and share this video as much as you can. So I hope you all are doing safe and well. Take care, and we shall see you all soon. Cheers.